Welcome back to the Rogue Wave podcast. I stand by my comment. We lost Kevin O'Neill a couple days ago from League of Extraordinary
Your
Gentlemen. We lost
comment
George
is
Perez
not
this year.
incorrect. It's just insensitive. That's all
Oh,
I'm
okay. All right. Well,
of course, there are people. We are losing people. That is not an inaccurate statement. It's just like the way you say it.
was I too flippant? Was that what? Was
I
I uncaring? Was I
We've
too
we've
casual?
labored on it enough. I will not roast you further
Um,
on it.
that is fair. That is fair. I accept my humble pie on that one. So the artist in question that we lost, I guess today, was Carlos Pacheco. 60 years old.
Which I'm past. I'm beyond enraged about this one. I don't know what. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. No one has done anything particularly, but this one's not cool at all. This is terrible.
Very, very sudden, right? I mean, it was just in September he announced he had ALS and was retiring. His final cover is for Damage Control 2. My Carlos Pacheco history in terms of reading comics was that X-Men run, which we just showed before. The X-Men photo, the Joe Kelly X-Men run was not I don't know if I want to say it was my introduction to his work, but it was the work that put him on the map in my brain as holy cow, this guy is really good. And the thing that he did, his work did, which was so amazing, was from an artist perspective. And I draw, Hassan is also an artist as well too. The people that can just simply draw the figure, there's no shading, there's no cross hatching, there's no. Sometimes those can be gimmicks, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean they're good gimmicks, right? They can add style. Like Mark Silvestri is a very sketchy artist, right? I don't mean he's a sketchy person. I just mean his very sketchy, right? And that's what gives it its pop. Jim Lee uses cross hatching. Yeah, Carlos Pacheco would just draw the figure. And you'd be like, wow, that thing pops off the page. I don't even see shadows. I don't see anything. I just see a dynamically drawn figure, and it just pops. And it's like, holy cow, I wish I could just be that straightforward. And at the same time, that's my gimmick in a sense of what makes my art explode. Aaron, can you run that X-Men piece real quick? Just show that up there again. I mean, just something like this. I mean, look at it. There's barely any really hard shadows, with the exception of maybe on
no
these
cheats. There are no perspective cheats or gimmickry. And I mean, cheat is a loaded word. Everybody cheats, like all artists cheat. So so when we say cheat, we're using it in a non-pejorative way.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really have any of those. He's got a drop black.
Cyclops' ass looks really small here.
Well,
why are you looking?
He doesn't
at
have a
ass,
good ass,
though, man.
I'm just saying it looks.
He's not working out.
His ass should be covering Professor X, but
maybe that's the reason. Maybe they had to shave his ass down just for the sake of Professor X.
I think this was during the Comics Code.
They had to shave Cyclops' ass. That's perfect.
No ass. But no, look at even Gambit in the background, just the way he's hanging on his bow staff.
Yeah,
and it's it pops off the page, and it's so simple.
These are not easy to do. Good. They're very labor intensive. They're very, you have to have a lot of design know-how.
You have to know the characters
to pull
too.
These off. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you have to know their traits so that you can put a small image of someone back there in just the right pose, and you're getting across everything everyone knows about that character.
Yeah. I think another weird element about this is that because we don't tend to see these guys, we don't know a lot of these people by to look at them. We don't know a lot of them personally. We tend not to apply age to them, even though they've been around 30, 40 years or something like that. So it's almost like they're always immortal. They've just always been with us. They've just been drawing, and we've been reading their books and enjoying their work for so long. And you don't realize behind the scenes in real life, these people have real circumstances, real health issues,
and that's why I said when Mike had the show to started, and I was like, that's weird. I can't. And even he's passed away at the age of 6, which is older than me, not by much, but it is. It's still, because he didn't come sort of into our orbit here in the U.S. until halfway through his career. We didn't see his earlier stuff that he really launched onto the scene with in Europe, where he started.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we only got sort of him fully developed.
Yeah.
Or at least mostly developed.
He dropped on the scene fully formed, you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're like, wow, amazing. This guy's amazing. But and like I said to you guys, I'd never crossed paths with Carlos at any cons over the decade.
No, I didn't either.
And so I had no sense of how old he was. So when you told me he passed away, I was like, wow, I didn't know he was an old guy. But then obviously there are other circumstances.
But 60's still young. I mean, I
agree 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you're maybe a little less surprised when someone gets over 60, but not by much. I mean, it's still very young to lose somebody, especially in our day and age. When you've got Patrick Stewart running around almost at 90 doing action scenes, like we're in a completely different world when it comes to that kind
at this day and age. It's far more the exception than the rule.
Right.
Correct.
So it's almost like it's the equivalent of someone dying at 40. It's kind of rough to lose someone at that age. And
well, it's always rough too when someone dies and they're younger than you. I mean, obviously this isn't the case here, but this is close enough.
Yeah, no. And look, in general, condolences, to his family, obviously, but also for us. I mean, it's tough when it's, again, either people we've grown up enjoying their work.
Right.
I feel like that when musicians pass away, you kind of get that feeling of like, enjoy them while they're here. It is a reminder.
Yeah.
To kind of take
when
that.
You realize you're never going to get another Rush album,
right?
Because Neil Peart is gone or something like that. I mean,
who thought we wouldn't get another 10 Chris Cornell albums?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
so once it hits you that you've lost someone, then you realize like how deep that loss goes. Like we're really, something is really missing here, especially when it's an artist. So yeah. Well,
condolences, like we said, out to his family, his friends, and to obviously, the comic book world itself. But let's not, let's enjoy his let's go out and enjoy his work. It's still ultimately the work still will be there, which is amazing. So we can, if you don't know who he is or haven't seen his work or aren't familiar with it, get online, get on the Marvel app. You can get all those comics we talked about. He did a lot of DC work too, and his last comic book cover is out there. So enjoy it and soak it in. And that's all we can do at this point. All right, next week we'll probably welcome this guy back. We're gonna have our birthday bash next week. This is a birthday bash. This is I don't know how this happened. But Hassan and I were born a day apart, and that happens to be next week, and it is Hassan's actual birthday. So we will have a birthday bash in Sire Studios, if Steve can fly back from LA with a new novel that he wrote on the plane as he gets here. But yeah,
hopefully at least a few more pages on the issue 6 script.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think I have enough microphones, but I'm gonna try to invite some more folks because why the heck not, right?
I was gonna say, if you need another microphone, let me know and I'll bring mine.
Oh, see, look at that.
Yeah, I'll bring mine microphone.
Up. No, don't bring yours up, Hassan. Yours, I have yours, but yours won't work because it'll make an echo. It's gotta be like,
man,
gotta be the dynamic.
It's our party, man. It's my party, and I'll bring a mic if I want to.
You got one already. I'm sitting right here. This has been Rogue Wave. We will see you folks next week.
Hi guys, Mike Dolce here from the Rogue Wave podcast. If you like this video, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It really helps us out. Leave a comment, let us know what you'd like to see in future episodes, and tune in every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern for a brand new episode of the Rogue Wave podcast.